The Anglo-Zulu War of 1879 was a pivotal conflict between the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom in South Africa, ultimately resulting in the collapse of the independent Zulu nation. The war arose from British colonial ambitions and a desire to consolidate control over the region, using the pretext of Zulu resistance to impose British authority. The war was characterized by significant battles, some of which underscored the resilience and tactical prowess of the Zulu warriors against the technologically advanced British forces. Here is a detailed summary of the key events and battles. By the late 1870s, Britain sought to unify South Africa under its control, but the independent Zulu Kingdom posed a threat to this vision. Led by King Cetshwayo, the Zulu Kingdom was a well-organized society with a powerful military, known for its disciplined warriors, or impi, trained rigorously in traditional close combat tactics. In 1878, British officials issued an ultimatum to Cetshwayo, demanding that he disband his army and agree to various terms that would effectively end Zulu independence. When the Zulu king refused, the British began preparing for a military confrontation. The first major battle of the war, Isandlwana, became a shocking and humiliating defeat for the British. A British column under Lord Chelmsford had advanced into Zulu territory but underestimated the strength and mobility of the Zulu forces. On January 22, 1879, a force of approximately 20,000 Zulu warriors launched a surprise assault on a British camp at Isandlwana, where about 1,800 British and colonial troops were stationed. Using their horns of the buffalo formation, a tactical maneuver designed to encircle the enemy, the Zulu overwhelmed the British, resulting in the near annihilation of the British force. This battle was one of the few significant defeats for British forces in colonial wars, demonstrating the effectiveness of Zulu military organization and tactics. On the same day as the Isandlwana disaster, another battle unfolded at a British supply station at Rorke's Drift. A small British force of 150 soldiers, commanded by Lieutenants John Chard and Gonville Bromhead, defended the station against a Zulu force of over 3,000 warriors. The British had hastily fortified the position with mayalai bags and other improvised barriers, and despite being heavily outnumbered, they managed to repel the Zulu attacks over a grueling 12-hour battle. The British tenacity and effective use of defensive positions turned Rorke's Drift into a symbol of British resilience. 11 Victoria Crosses were awarded to defenders of Rorke's Drift, further romanticizing the battle in British military history. Following the losses at Isandlwana, the British mobilized reinforcements and adopted a more cautious approach to the campaign. They launched a series of retaliatory offensives against Zulu forces. One of the significant engagements in this phase was the Battle of Kambula, where a well-fortified British force repelled a large Zulu attack. British firepower, including artillery and rifle volleys, inflicted heavy casualties on the Zulu, breaking their momentum. The defeat at Kambula was a turning point that undermined Zulu morale and showcased the British adaptation to Zulu tactics, making the British forces much harder to defeat. The war's conclusion came with the Battle of Ulundi, the Zulu capital. Lord Chelmsford led a decisive assault on Ulundi, employing a square formation to maximize defensive firepower against Zulu charges. As Zulu warriors attempted to break through, they were met with relentless rifle and artillery fire, resulting in a crushing defeat. Following this battle, the British burned Ulundi, effectively marking the end of organized Zulu resistance. King Cetshwayo was captured and exiled, and the Zulu Kingdom was divided into sub-territories under British control, ending its independence. The Anglo-Zulu War had far-reaching consequences for both Britain and the Zulu. For the British, the war underscored the difficulties and costs of colonial expansion, while the Zulu Kingdom's dismantling symbolized the broader process of imperial domination over indigenous societies. Despite their defeat, the Zulu warriors' bravery and their victories, especially at Isandlwana, left a lasting legacy, inspiring pride and resilience in later generations. The Anglo-Zulu War remains a subject of fascination, not only for its dramatic battles but also for the lessons on the clash between technologically advanced empires and fiercely independent indigenous societies. The conflict highlighted both the brutal costs of empire building and the enduring strength of traditional societies under threat.